And
All right, we started to record. I'm going to mute everybody out here, so hang on 1 second for that. And so Alexis and Beverly, make sure to unmute yourselves. I'm excited for this call tonight because we have two absolute Juice Plus queens with us tonight in the very best sense of the word. Alexiss Busselman, and I'm going to bring you up first, Alexis, so everybody can look at you because you're so beautiful. Alexis is a mom of four. She's been married. She's got four kids under the age of 8. Am I right? Right? Under the age of 8. She came from the corporate world and made a decision to make her life completely different so she could have more time with her family and really live the life that she could design every single day. And she's going to tell us a little bit about that tonight. Hopefully each of you will share your story like 2 or 3 minutes max, and then we'll get right into the training. And what I love right now about Alexis is following her on Facebook and Instagram because she is living an amazing life in a fifth wheeler with 4 kids, a hubby, no animals. There's no animals. She's given us grace there. And watching her prepare meals and having the kids do all the activities they do every day, it's truly an unbelievable watch from afar. And she's got several tower gardens in schools around the country, which I know she's going to share with us tonight. And then Beverly Grandison, and they're both national marketing directors, just so I can let you know that. Beverly Grandison is the woman with energy and smiles, and she doesn't, I know, it's like already the energy is contagious. She doesn't even have to open her mouth and you're all ready to go. Her background is the military. And she came into Juice Plus for all the reasons you can imagine, for more time freedom, for more control of herself, to be more with her husband. I think that's true. And she also has had real experience in getting tower gardens into school, and they wanted to share that with our team so all of you could be doing the same in your areas or anywhere in the nation. So who's going first tonight?
I'm going to go first. So I'm excited. Thank you, Nikki, for such awesome introductions. So Alexis and I have been going back and forth, and we are really excited to share tower gardens. That is like our love, okay? Alexis has kids plus tower gardens. So, you know, that's pretty awesome. The tower gardens are my kids. And so what we want to do in this short period of time that we have you is keep it as simple as possible. Okay, that's what Alexis and I have totally agreed to, that we're not going to complicate this, and you're going to leave this call knowing that you really can do this. And there are so many schools and boys and girls clubs that really need you to get tower gardens into their institutions. Okay, you heard Nikki, this is our 3rd Tuesday Heat Team call that we do every 3rd Tuesday at the same time, 9 o'clock, same bat channel and password. So guys, our team Heat is for those who don't know, is our top team. And we fall under, both Alexis and I are cousins. We fall under Tyra Reeby, who's under Nikki. Well, then there's Jerry and Debbie, and then Tyra, and then me, and Carolyn, and then Alexis. So that's the tree, so you understand our family. And I just love our family. So it's an honor to do this training with Alexis, because that's my little, millennial trailblazer, and just so proud of everything that she's doing. So guys, so story really quick, abbreviated version of that is we've actually been, my husband and I, they endearly term him GQ Farmer, because he can do farming with the tower gardens in his business attire from work. And it's pretty awesome, right? We've been with the company for now 17 years last month. And I will tell you, we are more excited about it today than we have been years before, with the new global CEO, Stuart Kronagi, at the helm. It is exciting times and an exciting space to be in with our company. So really, you're at the right place at the right time with the right products. And the tower garden, now that the lights are back in, which we are so excited about, because they've been on back order, it's time to put this into 5th gear, really, before the school year ends. And school is ending for some very soon, like this month, and I know into next month. But then the good thing is there are summer programs. Summer school is also happening, so keep that in mind. There is also money that schools have to spend before the end of the school year. So please be very bold and deliberate about that, approaching that subject with an educator. So what's the first thing that you want to do if you decide you want to get a tower garden to school? I wanted you to keep it really simple. So when I pass the torch to Alexis, she's going to go more so into the resources that our corporate has done for us, which I can't even believe, y'all, that we have been doing what we've been doing without the resources that we have today, because it has really streamlined everything for us and made it so much easier. So the first thing that you're going to do, okay, and stop complicating this. Do not verbally vomit on any teachers or anything like that. What you want to find is an interested educator, preferably one that wants to buy a tower garden to have their own experience with it. And it's okay if they don't, because you just want that interested teacher who's going to take full responsibility and ownership of having this experience with her classroom, okay? From there, some teachers do have income that they can spend, not out of their pocket. There are also grants out there. Now, I am not a grant writer. I don't care about writing grants. And so that is not my lane. I stay in my lane. But they also know there are grant opportunities out there. Lowe's, Home Depot used to have grants, USDA. There are the Rotary Club, Lions Club. There are different venues out there, a list out there that you can get your hands on from your leaders that they can tap into if they so choose to. Angel investors, we've had that happen. Okay, so you talked to the interested teacher. Alexis is going to go into more of the resources because it's cookie cutter. The instructions are right there, and it's like a godsend. I'm going to talk more so to the fun I've been having in the classroom. Y'all, this is like amazing. So one quick testimony that happened for us last week. There was a troublemaker in one of the classrooms. He was 4th grade. Devin, I think it was Devin. And teacher I said, you know what's a good idea? Put him as the tower garden keeper. So she decided to do that. Of course, the other kids were a little jealous, not understanding why. But I will tell you all, when I got back to the schools in the following week, she literally was like, it's a 180-degree turnaround. He has taken ownership of the tower and he is teaching the other kids what to do, because what we go in, because what I do is I go, and I do have a lot more time. So for me, because I want to, you don't have to, because the resources that Alexis is going to talk about are very clear for the teacher to have success with this. Okay. But I want to, this is just Beverly, but I just want to ensure that they're going to have some mass success. So I do take the time to go in, a little bit more than what you have to. And so the kids are excited about school. They want to come to school to see the growth. The parents are asking the teachers questions about what is this y'all are doing in school. So it's nothing short of my happy place, because as a non-educator, I get to bounce in with some amazing kids because they don't act bad with me. And I get to bounce out. And it's a beautiful thing. We had a sound and jar party. We're having another one for the school at the end of this month, which is exciting, before they leave for the end of the year. And they're going to get the leaves off of their tower garden to put into their jars. Okay, that's the schools. Really, it's just that simple. Talking to a very interested educator. And how do you do that? If you want to go to the school and do cold, then you just go to the front desk and you ask the secretary or whoever's at the front desk, hey, who could I speak to about this amazing STEM program that our company has with growing plants aeroponically without soil? It's an amazing program that's taking, root across the country. We would love to get your school one of these. They usually have somebody, or if the principal or vice principal may come out, and you talk to them, have your, and Alexis can bounce back with me with this, but I just give them the benefits sheet and a brochure, okay? And maybe sometimes, depending on the conversation, an order form. That is it for the beginning, just to go in that door and say, this is what this is, right? If I have the time to show the quick video of the technology, I'll do that. With that being said, from there, the fortune is in the follow-up. Now, I'm going to really quickly switch to, I didn't finish telling my story, right? So let me do a pause and tell my story real quick. 17 years with the company, 19 years ago, I was in the military, jumping out of planes and running 4 or 5 miles a day. Thought I was Bionic Woman, Wonder Woman for Alexis' age. And chronic fatigue set in. I could not shake it. So they finally believed me after 2 years of fighting, and half my face goes numb, half my taste sensory disappear. Can't lift anything with my right hand. So they end up diagnosing me with an autoimmune disease, MS, and life-altering, career-ending. I loved my career. Plan ABC was the military. I'd never done a business like this before, was not interested, but I knew the product maybe could help. My sponsor, Tyra Weeby, sister from another mister, her in-laws were the ones who invited me to sit and listen and learn. Her son had fought stage 4 brain tumor cancer previous years before, so they understood a direct link between disease and nutrition. And they wanted to educate us and empower us. And they did just that. And we're like, yeah, why? What do we have to lose? It's Jetson food. We'll try these capsules and see what happens. And Johnny was a smart person because he's the business-minded one. He'd been in businesses before and understood the benefit of becoming a partner. So we did that same time and started to make major lifestyle changes, a lot of prayer, de-stressing life. And guess what? 17 years later, you know what? I'm still no MS drugs. I'm 52 this year. I do not look like my medical records. I'm really grateful for that. And we take our Juice Plus consistently every day. I just shared with Tyra this week. I ran out of, don't ever do this. I ran out of Omegas last week because I must have given a bottle away and didn't pull mine forward because we don't stock product. And y'all, I could really feel the effects massively. It was not a cool feeling at all. So although I knew the Omegas were really super good, I heard the stories, I am even a firmer believer today about the cognition and how that actually is working in our bodies. All right, now let me sit real quick and then I'm gonna pass it to Alexis. The Tower Gardens in Boys and Girls Club, the do's and don'ts really quick. Again, it's an interested adult that you have to have on board. If you do not have an interested adult who's gonna take full ownership and probably have an interested volunteer with them, don't do it. That's the bottom line, okay? Because they're busy with their staff and usually understaffed. And although the kids will do a great job taking care of it, it's sometimes just an extra step that they don't want to do. And it's not really a money income producing activity for you. It's good visibility. It's an amazing, again, experience for the kids there. But make sure, because we were able to get 8 actually of the 11 Boys and Girls Clubs Tower Gardens here. And we're now just trying to get them back up into running and tracking them down because some of the Boys and Girls Club closed down. So anyway, guys, treat these people just like normal people. Less is more information, just enough to whet their appetite, to get them interested, and then be the advocate to just, again, with the resources, the same thing you're going to do in the schools, the same thing you do with the Boys and Girls Club now that we have all these amazing resources, and ensure that they have success, okay? All right, Alexis, I'm gonna tag team with you and then we're going to leave some time at the end to make sure that we answer some questions for you guys. But again, our theme is keep it simple and have fun.
Okay, I'm on. Thank you, Beverly. I'm gonna start off with my story. So I am kind of different than Beverly. I did not start the business when I started the product. I am a Juice Plus kid. I've been on the products for 21 years, and I just recently learned about the business about 4 years ago. And I, first of all, did not know that you could sign up as a partner and earn money back on your orders. And I was like, nobody told me this all these years. Our family had so much Juice Plus. I would have loved to have known that. And when I did decide to be a partner, I just was really cautious of sharing because I didn't know what to say or what that would look like. And ultimately what it came down to was I was really searching for, what was next for our life. At that time, I had just had my second baby. And my sponsor, Carolyn Swander, had just been loving on me and calling and supporting me and had wanted to share more with me about this opportunity. And I just felt like it was right. And I went all in. I just said, all the resources are there. Our company provides the plan for you, our marketing plan, all of the things for events, the verbiage, the social media posts, the support, the community, everything that you need to be successful in this is there. And so I went all in. My goal was to make it to National Marketing Director as fast as I could. Again, Beverly and I were on totally different paths, but we both made it there. And it has been the biggest blessing to my family. I've been now in this business for 4 years, and last year our family sold our home so we could travel together. And as Nikki said, I have a bunch of children. I was texting them while Beverly was speaking, saying, I can hear you guys out there yelling, please be a little bit quieter. So you can do this business with your kids, with your family. And that is kind of where I'm at now. And so jumping over to Tower Gardens, what I want to share there is, like Beverly said, finding an educator or someone who is interested in this is so key. So what I found was, we all know educators, right? My kids aren't school age yet when I kind of got started in this. And so I didn't know any teachers because of that, but I associated with them in other ways. At the gym, at church, at all these different places I was running into educators and wanted them to know about the benefits of Juice Plus and also the benefits of Tower Garden and what that could look like in their educational program. And so I would encourage you guys, what I would say is really just talk to those teachers and find somebody who's interested, because they are out there. There are teachers who are searching for what we have. They just don't know that we have it. And when they find out that we have a system, that we have resources, that we have educational templates laid out for them for all the different grades, they are blown away. And know what they say? They say, I've been wanting to do something like this, but I just didn't have the time to research and figure it out. And they're so grateful. So going that route with resources, I'm going to put over here in the chat a website that hopefully everyone is familiar with. Hold on, did it send? Insights. You can go there under resources. Tower Garden has a section. And if you guys have been there, go again, because they have updated since I was just there last week. The resources are gorgeous. They have put in a bunch of different things that we can go in and click on when it comes to benefits for schools, teacher checklists, training notes, maintenance, because the teachers are going to want to know if they're really excited about this. Well, what does maintenance look like for me? Reordering supplies every year. All these different things that are beautifully laid out by our company. You can go on there, you can click, you can see them. I would encourage you to go look maybe what is 1 or 2 of your favorites. And then what are the ones that you want to share with your school once they make their decision to purchase, because all of those are really great to have. But which ones do you want to talk to them about first? And then which ones do you want to keep in your back pocket to send to them once they've made their decision and you're reaffirming the support that we provide? So what I do want to point out is within that list is an email, a sample email that you can send to a teacher or an administrator. And you literally can copy and paste it. From there, it has some verbiage that you can update so that it's relative to you. And they have it all written out right there.
You want to share your screen?
I can.
You should be able to.
Yes, I absolutely can.
Thanks.
So this is what it looks like. Again, you can introduce yourself. So this one says, my son or daughter is in blank grade at your school. Again, I don't have kids going to a school. I wrote to all of the schools in my community of my hometown and said, I am a graduate of Boulder City High School, and I would love to have an opportunity to meet with somebody there, and just kind of made that the personal connection. But it can even be, it has a section where you can put in a video link, which a video is great. And they have a fact sheet that you attach. The fact sheet it's in there, it's in the resource list. And are you open to learning more and exploring how that you could make this happen? You have to ask them a question that you expect a response to. So again, this is just one of the many resources that are available. Right before this call, when I got on, I actually noticed below all the school resources is a section that's all brand new, Tower Garden Growing Resource Guides.
Go ahead and
Benefits
share
of
your
Tower
screen.
Garden. I can do it.
So they can see the visual.
Yes, you got it. Okay. Benefits of a tower garden, how to plan your tower garden, what to grow in a tower garden. How many people will ask you that? Has anybody ever asked you guys that? How to grow strong, healthy seedlings, maintaining and cleaning your tower. This is the information that not only you want to have if someone's asking you questions and they're really digging in and they want that information before they make a purchasing decision, but these are the things that you want to be able to share with your customers who purchase tower gardens. How to, general tower gardening guidelines, harvesting greens. People want to know, how do I harvest? When do I harvest? What does that look like? All sorts of different resources on specific plants. These are things that are so very valuable to us as partners and are valuable to our customers, and they need to see them from us. So that's really what I wanted to share. There are so many.
Can you do me one favor? Go back and share your screen and go back to the top where the school resources are. Because if you've never really looked into this, right, where I want you to actually start is they had Zoom call, see that #1 Zoom call, April 13th, okay? Colleen does a super job explaining the resources and how to do this thing. So just start with that Zoom call and she's gonna walk you through all of these resources wonderfully. And that's your start. So yes, so thank you for that, Alexis.
Yes. So if you're listening to this tonight and you're like, I want to do this and I need some more clear direction, that's your next step, guys. After this call, that's the video you watch and that will explain those resources. I have really loved having those and being able to utilize those with my school.
Me too.
So what I will tell you guys, I'm going to end just kind of with a couple quick stories. So I have quite a few tower gardens in schools where I have educators. Again, find somebody who's passionate about it. What I have found that it's usually a partner that's working in that school, whether that's administration or a teacher or somewhere there, find somebody who's passionate. Love having them in the schools. They will go after that money. They will find it. It is there. And the second thing I want to tell you is I have a partner on my team. She is just a small Juice Plus customer, but signed up as a partner to share with a few people. She was finishing up her education degree last year, started teaching at a school this year. She called me about a month ago and said, Alexis, the science teacher at my school wants to buy a bunch of tower gardens. Can you help me? And I was like, absolutely. Let's get her on a call. We did a call, shared a couple of these resources, talked to her about her needs, what she was looking for. Guess what? She said she's been looking for an aeroponic system to be able to bring into her classroom. She has a courtyard that was built out for gardening, and she wants to do it this way. And she was so grateful that we have a solution for her. She said she had $1,000 that she had raised. She said, I'd love to get one. But she said, you know what, I really want to go to administration and see if they will double my funding, if I can get more money. And so she did. And guess what? They bought 6, guys. They bought 6 and they had them delivered within probably 4 weeks of that call. It was how quickly things moved because she wanted them and she made it happen in her classroom. I actually flew out to Las Vegas where her school was to help set up, meet her, talk to her, really be able to support her, but also to just build that connection. Because you want to know what else she told me? She wants to order 6 more. She was like, this is where these 6 are going to go, and I want to put 6 more over here. And my questions to her were, well, how do we make that happen? What can we do to make you successful? And what do we do to help you get the funding that you need to be able to have the garden that you desire with your classroom? So I just want you guys to know that, because that was, you know, this is just throwing all those little conversations that you have out there. You never know when someone's going to come to you and say, I know that you have resources. I don't know what I am doing, but can you help me? And that's what that partner on my team did. So that's just been really, really wonderful. So
Yeah, definitely.
that is
So we're going to try to leave some questions for questions. We'll leave a few minutes for questions, but I also want to share another story too, because I actually have a partner on the line. I didn't realize she was coming on, but I do want to completely recognize her, because again, what Alexis says is utilize the resources in-house. We have a lot of amazing partners that are connected. And Peggy Newby, they have a cardiology office here, and they have a foundation. And her foundation purchased 12 Tower Gardens for a couple of the schools here. And again, guys, you know, this is, again, what Alexis said, having a conversation. She saw the heart, the need for teaching the kids at a younger age about taking control of their food source. And if you're showing your passion, trust me, like the school that we got the majority of the towers for, that principal was like jumping up and down. The whole staff was excited. And so it's been a super exciting experience, okay? So again, we can't stress enough, guys. Use the nuggets and the golden diamonds that we have within our organization already with your partners that know people that can absolutely fund this and take the stress off of sometimes the teachers. Now, I don't want you to think that you have to fly across the country like Alexis or I would do. You don't, because we have people everywhere and we have great alliances with sidelines that 9 times out of 10 are more than willing to help us. Okay, so don't get intimidated. Don't be scared. Get outside of your way. Get out, you know, move yourself aside and care enough about these kids to know that they are our future and they have to understand the importance of getting good nutrition in their body. All right, any questions? Really quick. We don't have a lot of time. So thanks, Alexis. It was amazing.
Yes, I'll be transparent. My mom lives there. So I did go to set up the towers, but I also took my baby and saw my mom. So the benefits of this business, guys, the benefits of this business.
Yes.
But yeah, we do have a few minutes if anybody has questions. If not, then I'm sure Beverly has another story she can share.
And
so do I ever have stories, guys?
If you have a question, just unmute yourself and just say, hey, I have a question, and start talking. You don't need to be
called.
Do
we ever have stories?
Anybody have any questions?
And we did that great of a job. So it's really crystal clear. So everybody on the HEAT team should be getting towers into schools before the end of the school year.
Caprice
How about them
apples? Caprice has a question. Go for it, Caprice.
I actually have a very interested teacher that is responsible for the gardening program at a charter school. So I just happened to meet her and she said, I do the garden program. So she's super excited. I will watch that other video. They might answer it there, but is there a letter that we could provide them to send to all these grant opportunities, like a standard letter that's already created, do you know?
So I have a list of grants that I just put into the email.
I saw that.
Yeah, so just put that in there and they can click and see what they want to do. But you just add that, hey, at the end of it, you just say, hey, here, if you're looking for grant opportunities, just put it in there.
Okay, and they probably have a form at those websites and stuff that they fill out.
Sometimes it's online. A lot of these grants are online. They just fill out the application with their information and it's good to go. But I'm just not doing it. So the other thing that you reminded me of, and I'm glad you mentioned it. So my baby sister was an educator in the system. She's taught at all grade levels, and at one of her schools, they had a garden and they had grant money to get like all type of different gardens. And she did every last different one of them to include our tower garden. My sister, Grace Daly, you can Google her. She's amazing, but she will tell you, and sometimes we can get her on the phone because now she's doing full-time Fellowship of Christian Athlete. She turned down a dean's position for that, but nonetheless, she said the tower garden was the absolute best system. The kids enjoyed it the best. It grew faster and it was the easiest to maintain. So you can bank on that. And I use that a lot when I talk to my educators. That my sister was an educator. You can use that, take that to the bank. And she used all the systems and Tower Garden won.
Okay, I'm going to say something about grants because this is a question that I get a lot. Anytime that I mention grants or it comes up with new partners, customers, anything like that is, oh, I really want one of these. Is there a Tower Garden grant? So the answer is no, like Beverly shaking her head. We really want to encourage whoever is going after these to find a resource for the funds. We will guide them. And what I always do, I'm always super transparent. I always say, look, let's look internally for funding. Have you talked to your administration? Do you have a PTO? Do you have a board for your department that does funding? Do you guys do any fundraising throughout the year? When is the next fundraiser? How can I help you get the funding? And then we usually look to grants, because I'll just say I've done a lot of grants, a lot. They take time. It takes time for them to write that, for it to get sent in. Sometimes there's like a deadline, and that might not be for 2 months out. So even though they sent it in, they're not picking. And then sometimes it takes months after that for them to actually get the funds awarded to them to purchase, to order. So just know that, and I am always upfront with the teachers about that as well, is that it does take a little bit longer if that is the route you choose to go. And then we do have some resources that we can help provide, but the best way to do it is to go online, look at gardening grants in your community, that sort of thing, to be able to find options. And that usually answers their question, because a lot of times they think there's a Tower Garden grant that exists that they can apply for.
Right. And I mentioned earlier, angel investors, because we've had them sponsor 2 towers in a school here. We've had the Rotary buy some things for Tower Garden. Like I said, any of those clubs that are service oriented, tap into them, because usually their applications are right online and it's really easy to do, y'all. So y'all simplify this and stop just like being scared or, analysis paralysis, trying to figure it out. It's all done for you already. So just do it. Get on 3-way calls. Like that's the golden ticket. Get on 3-way calls with some other people who've done it and get some educators talking about it. And yeah, I just know that Tower Gardens are going to be in everybody's home. It's going to be like refrigerator. And I'm warning everybody now, do not come to my house knocking on the door, because I will not feed you. You will starve on my porch, because I already told you that whatever is to come, you need to be in the preventive mode and not the reaction mode. Get your Tower Garden now. Better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. Okay. So get your Tower Garden. And if you're a partner who doesn't have a Tower Garden, that's a harder sell. So you need to own it, you need to grow it, and you need to show it. Have fun doing that. And then you will have the passion that comes with wanting everybody to have a Tower Garden. And it's not expensive. So if you think it's expensive, then you're not really thinking wisely.
Hey, Beverly, this is awesome. This is wonderful. Hey, it's Karen in St. Louis. Curious, have you all done anything with churches? I know we're talking about schools. I know church is also a nonprofit. So can you speak to that? Thank you.
Yeah, great question. We actually had a pastor who got investors from his community to get 12 towers, y'all. He just went out and started. It was his birthday. And he's like, my birthday gift, I want 12 towers for our food desert, because the church was in a food desert. Yes, go to your church. Again, people are there willing to help. And we just have to ask. You have not because you ask not. So Karen, yes, and we have in RJ Stevenson, he'd be more than glad to do a 3-way call. And it went really well with that church.
Love it. Thanks, girlfriend.
Thanks.
Well,
Where do you get the brochures?
If you go to Juice Plus Promotions, they're like $4. They're like cheap. So you can get a whole pack, and just make sure that you print labels, and then don't ever put a label, don't ever give a brochure out without your information on there, whether you write it on there with your name, your website, and your phone number, or just go to Office Depot and get some labels printed with that information, stick it on there. But Juice Plus Promotions, they're very inexpensive.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good question. Any other questions?
I think we've done it. You guys were just absolutely amazing. I introduced you as queens, not guys. You just, raised the bar for all of us and gave the possibility of what could happen. And really, it is just asking. And Alexis, I loved when you said, if you don't have kids in the school, or you've had, like my kids are grown up, but I could certainly go into a school and say, I remember when my kids were in elementary school, the thing I loved best was. And you can really then, have a connection with somebody. Even if you don't have children, my best friend's kids went to this school, whatever it is, you can make a connection. So it sounds like the best thing to do is find the people that love what we love and then let it fly from there. So again, Beverly, Alexis, thank you so much for the call tonight. For those of you that want to hear more stories, we've got a call tonight at 7 p.m., a Take Healthy Back call, same station, same channel as you're on right now. You'll hear a couple different stories from people, what the Juice Plus has done for them personally, and a little bit more about the product and a little bit more about how we share. So with that said, if everybody wants to mute themselves and just, give a one word, give something of gratefulness to Beverly and Alexis. They've done just a great job tonight. And thank you so much.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Great
Awesome.
job. Great job.
Enlightening. Great job.
Very informative.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. You
Thank
were
you all.
awesome.
Nice and
Good night,
clear.
everybody. It was fabulous.